Welcome to the Funk MMA Strength and Conditioning Podcast, hosted by Funk Roberts, former professional athlete, certified MMA conditioning coach, and master of metabolic training. Funk is one of the leading conditioning coaches in the martial arts industry today and has a following of over 500,000 combat athletes around the world. His workouts and training principles have been used by many professional fighters, including fighters in the UFC, Bellator, and ONE FC, as well as World Muay Thai champions, Roy kickboxers, and ADCC BJJ champions. Join me in welcoming your host, Funk Roberts.
We are live. Welcome to the Funk MMA Strength and Conditioning Podcast. This is episode number 5. And in this episode, man, this is going to be an incredible episode and I'm really excited. This is going to be a game changer for a lot of people because in this episode, we are talking nutrition for fighters. I'm giving you my top 10 nutrition tips that if you start following these 10 tips, guaranteed, man, you're taking nutrition to the next level completely. And joining us is my co-host, certified sports nutritionist, chef, MMA fighter, amongst other incredible accolades, is Andy Tiet.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Ready to do this.
You're ready to do this? You're ready to share some serious knowledge, eh?
Knowledge bombs.
Knowledge bombs for everyone. Man, I'm excited. Like, seriously, this is going to be, I think, one of the best podcasts just because the information we're going to share with you guys. And listen, I've been in this business forever. I've done a lot of nutrition stuff. Andy?
Yeah, a lot of trial and error stuff and certifications and just working away at it and just day in, day out grind of nutrition. Like, it's a whole nother world in itself.
It is.
So just dedicating a lot of time to that as well.
Yeah, so what we're going to share with you is literally, this is it, man. Like, this is what you need to be following if you want to be successful in your training. And we're not talking just for people who want to fight. We're just talking about people, guys, girls out there that just love the sport and just love whatever martial arts they're doing and want to train. This is going to take it to the next level. This is going to help everything. And we'll dig deep into that. But before we do dig deep into this, and before we start, I just wanted to let you know that today's podcast is got a couple sponsors. The first sponsor, which you guys want to get on right away. If you're listening to this, remember this, put it in your phone. If you're on a computer listening to this, then go to this site right now. But go to nutrition4fighters.com and download our 3 free programs. Andy and I put together 3 free programs. My Power 30 foods. So this is literally the 30 foods that you would have in your pantry, your freezer, and your fridge to ensure that you're safe with your nutrition. Like, if you just got rid of everything else and just had these 30 foods in your kitchen, you're safe. You're 100% safe. So I give you like a complete grocery list. Then we have a 1-day budget, like Andy put together.
Yeah, so back one of my fight camps, it's like modeled after one of my fight camps when I wasn't sitting on so much cash. So it's a budget for a week, for the day, just meals for the day.
Right.
And I just break down how much the meal costs and then the recipe list and the actual recipe. So that was I
think it's under $15.
Yep, under $15 for the day, and you get 7 meals out of it.
Yeah,
snacks and stuff in between. So that was kind of my my budgeting fight camp 1-day structure example. And then there's also a recipe book for healthy cheat meals, which I came up with, and it just has some of my staple recipes for
cheat meals.
Cheat meals, but staying within your diet. It's like completely healthy. So there's no cheat about it. Yeah. It just tastes really good.
Yeah, because the reason why we put it together is because, or Andy put it together, is because there are times where you get like a sweet tooth, or you want like a hamburger or something, but it's like, man, I want it, but how can I satisfy that craving without cheating, or without having to cheat, or without going off my diet, or whatever it is, depending on whatever you're preparing for, or even if you're not preparing, maybe you're just trying to get lean and stay lean, that you have to be dedicated, then that
That's
amazing.
perfect. Yeah, like what you said about burgers specifically, there's a recipe in there. You guys will see it's like sweet potato sliders. So I make buns out of sweet potatoes, and then all the elements of a burger. So it's just things like that. So you can download that and check all those recipes out.
And it's not hard to make either.
No, not hard at all. A lot. I kept in mind that not everybody's like proficient in cooking, so it's very basic skills. Grilling, anybody can do it. You just go down the list, anybody do it, and it's guaranteed it'll taste good and be nutritious.
That's beautiful. So that's nutrition4fighters.com. Nutrition4fighters.com. Go there right now. Download those. Get those into your, into the rotation. Start reading it, guys. We're about to educate you, but again, before we could do that, there's a couple other things I want you to do. The next thing is my app, man. My new app, my new fitness app, video app is now ready to go. If you go to the iTunes store, it's only iTunes right now, but it will be for the Android in a couple weeks, depending on when you're listening to this. But it's you download the app. It's all videos, so follow along workouts. So there's a side for fitness where it's literally you're working out with me. So all you do is just click on the button, press play, and set up your phone or your tablet, and then you're literally working out with me. You don't have to worry about timing, you don't have to worry about the exercises, and we're just doing it together. So I think it's a really good way to ensure that you get your workouts in, whether you use them as finishers or as your main workout. And then I also have the fighter side. So on the fighter side, I have I think it's 7 different categories, strength and power workouts, body weight workouts, metabolic, strength and conditioning workouts, ab and core, warm-ups, heavy bag, and they're just more instructional workouts. So you'll see us go through each of the exercises, and then you can figure out what to do afterwards, because you'll see, okay, here's the layout of the workout, and Funk and Flex are going through it for us. So definitely go download that app. Plus there's YouTube videos on there too, so I just made sure that I put not all my YouTube videos, but some of the good ones. There's some nutrition stuff in there, so definitely download the app. It's a free download. Get on Funk. Just go to the iTunes store and put Funk Roberts Fitness, and it'll come up for sure. And then finally, I don't know what I wrote here. I totally don't. Content. Just listen. When you're listening to these podcasts, it would be amazing if you could like the podcast, if you could give it a good review and give it a star. I know I'm kind of begging. No, I'm not begging for it, but in order for us to continue to bring on good guests, they look for downloads, they look for plays, they look for good reviews, they look for 5 stars. And if they see that that's what's happening with these podcasts, then it's going to be great to get on incredible superstars that can take us deep into their training and their life, and you know what I mean? Things that other podcasts don't really talk about. Other MMA podcasts kind of talk about you got a fight coming up, how do you feel? Which is cool because we need those podcasts. But this podcast is talking about their training and their nutrition and their life, how they started. And that's kind of what we want, so that I'm learning, you're learning, Andy's learning, everyone's learning at the same time, and it's going to make us better people. It's going to make us better fighters. It's going to make us better at our training. It's going to make us healthier. Everything that we do here, that's the goal. So we're going to be conditioning beasts. You know what I mean? That's what it is. We're going to be set ourselves apart from. If you're listening to this podcast right now, you're elite. I'm going to say you're elite. You may not be elite right now, but that's the goal. The more information you sap in and suck in from this, the more you're going to be man, I'm different from the regular guys at my gym.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah,
for sure.
Totally. That's what this is about. It's making you different. And again, not if you never even want to train, you just want to be I just love my sport. I love Taekwondo. I love karate. I love judo. I love boxing. I love Muay Thai. But I really may not even want to train. I just want to stay in shape and be healthy. This is going to set you apart from all those other people who do that. You're going to be learning faster and learning better and getting better. And who knows, you may end up doing some type of competition, whether it's amateur, whether it's just a smoker. People want to test what they learn. You know what I mean?
Everybody starts somewhere.
Yeah.
So I love seeing the guys that are just training and don't have competition in their head, because usually a year later you do see them compete, and then you see that whole. I see it all the time, because at the gym. Especially recently, you talk to guys and you see this whole thing. I just want to eat better, just train better, and then a year later, boom, 5 competitions under their belt. So it's pretty cool to see.
That's amazing. Yeah, and that's incredible. And it starts with stuff like this. And today we are going to hook you up with, these are like my nutrition rules, and I'm going to premise this by saying, when you're training in a martial art, combat sport, MMA, you're different from the regular folks that go to the gym. You're different from the regular people that you see at work. You're different from the regular people that you see at school. You're different. You're training at a higher intensity. You're putting your body into more what's the word I'm looking
overdrive.
for? Yeah,
you have a higher output work rate, and it's not the normal work rate that regular folk go through.
Totally. And it's not just physically but mentally too. Like, you mentally have to be like cognizant of everything that's happening, because if you're sparring or if you're doing a drill, like I got my nose broken doing a drill, right? Like, if you have to be like, your mind has to be focused, your body has to be on point, just to learn, just to be able to keep up, right? So and you're doing it at maybe 2 hours at a high intensity, depending on what sport you're doing. Sometimes 3 hours, sometimes a few times a day. It all depends on what you're doing. But you have your regular life. You have kids, and you got to worry about taking your kids here, there, and everywhere. You got a job that 9 to 5 or whatever job you do. You have school. Some of you guys are in school and you've got to study. So there's a lot going on in your life, as opposed to Jim Johnson, who wakes up at 8, goes to work from 9 to 5, hits the gym for an hour doing bodybuilding stuff, buys and tries, not very high intensity, and then comes home, sits down, watches TV, or watches porn on the fucking computer or whatever the fuck they do. But like, or someone who goes to like a boot camp class or something, you know what I mean? Like, that's not you.
It's different.
You're different.
Very different.
Yeah, you need to be, the nutrition that you put into your body and the way you fuel your body has to be totally different from all these other diets out there. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I'm saying this is because, like, there's the keto diet and the intermittent fasting and Atkins and fucking low carb, high carb. Like, there's all these diets out there that people are like, oh yeah, I'm going to try this diet, and the 1 meal a day diet, and I'm going to try all these things. And listen, for all these other people who are out there that don't train at a high level like you do all the time, like 2 or 3 times a week, sure, that's great for them. If they can find it that it works for them and it's sustainable for them, that's great. You mean the nutrition that you need the nutrition that you end up using, the lifestyle, has to be sustainable, first of all, but it also has to fuel your body to help recover, energize, keep inflammation down, just build muscle,
energy in general.
Yeah, like
to go to work from 8 to 5 and then go train for 2 or 3 hours. You can't train like a martial artist and eat like a 9 to 5er and expect things to work out. You're gonna wake up the next morning, fucking back hurts, knees are inflamed, and all this other shit.
Because every day I get someone like, hey, Funk, what do you think about this diet? Like, I'm a fighter, what do you think about this diet? I'm a fighter, what do you think about intermittent fasting? Like, I did intermittent fasting, but I did intermittent fasting when I wasn't training for fights. I did intermittent fasting when I was just like doing my workouts, right? But if I'm like switch into like, okay, now I'm going to Thailand and I'm going to be training 2 months in Thailand, my diet, I can't do intermittent fasting. I cannot do it and try to train 2 times a day, every day, 5 or 6 days a week. It just cannot be done. It cannot be done and allow your body to recover, restore, right, energize,
and even
not
if
break down.
If you do everything to a T and you train like a 2 a day, like you train in Thailand, you're still sore. So imagine if you did it without doing it right. Like, you're double.
Like intermittent fasting or keto or whatever the fuck. And everyone's going to tell you, no, it's great. You can do it and have the carbs. And like, everyone tells me the same thing. I'm like, dude, you have no fucking clue what it takes to train. You have no clue. You're doing your keto diet and you're losing weight and you probably look amazing, and that's great. And you're drinking your drinks and you're doing I'm not downing the keto diet.
It works, but for that world
it works, but you have no clue how to, like, come with me for 2 weeks and let's go train every day. Come train, let's do jiu-jitsu one day, let's wrestle another day, let's do Muay Thai the next day, and let's do MMA the next day, and have our jobs. And come in the world and then tell me how good the keto diet's. Tell me how you're dragging your ass on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. You have no energy for the next day. You're going to blame it on everything else, but it's your diet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, the reason why I'm telling you this is because I know that there's going to be people out there that are going to tell me what I'm telling them is, oh, well, you know, whatever. I'm sure there will be, and that's cool. Like, that's great. But as a fighter, these rules that I'm telling you, and I'm sure you've heard these rules are similar to what other people have said before who have diet plans for fighters that actually work. So what you're going to hear, you've probably heard before, but the reason why you've heard it before and from those people is because it is exactly what you need to be doing as an athlete, as a fighter, as someone who trains in martial arts or a sport. Like, it doesn't even have to be martial arts, any sport. Mm-hmm. This is what these 10 things are going to be the key to your.
Yeah, and it's always nice to have a reminder. Like last week, I had many reminders. Yeah. So you know, having the reminders all laid out in one discussion makes it a lot easier to relay and then use back in your life. Like right after you turn this podcast off, you could probably immediately start using 10 out of 10 of the things that we're going to talk about.
Hey, you know what?
Right away.
Well, you know what we should do? I think I'm going to put this as a PDF.
Yeah, you should do that too.
And why not? And then you guys can download, because I think after we go through this, like, I want you guys to listen and like just kind of like absorb. And then I'm going to put this as a PDF, and then I'm going to have a link, and then I'm going to have you guys download it, and like you can just put it up on your fridge, or like put it around you so that it's always reminding you, because sometimes information overload, it can be too much. Yeah. We're flashing through 10 rules, and each one of these rules we're going to kind of break down for you. So I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to have a PDF link, and you can grab that PDF, download that PDF, and just be like, Funk hooked us up, man.
Yeah, nice
the Funkster hooked our. In fact, when you go to nutrition4fighters.com and download those books, I'm going to include this in it. I'm going to have the PDF as a link. So you're gonna give us your email. You're going to be sent an email with all the books, and I'm going to have this. So go to nutrition4fighters.com. And you're going to get this, okay? You're going to get this. But still listen.
That's a great idea, man. Yeah. It's like something real that people can touch and feel and read.
Yeah,
it's very important.
Okay, so before, again, I know you guys are excited to start, but there's one last thing that kind of like, I knew that this was important. I know nutrition is very tough for people. So this is not tough. This is just... It's basic, actually. It's a lot of basic stuff that you already know that you're just not following for some reason. And you need to figure out in your head what that reason is. Like, am I not disciplined enough? Or do I just need to discipline myself more? Or do I need to have sustained gratification? Because we all want immediate gratification. We all want to look good right away. We all want to be better at jiu-jitsu right away. We don't want to take the journey. So this is your start of your nutrition journey. This is not going to all happen in the next couple of weeks. It's going to happen over time until you're able to do this without even thinking. And I like, Andy, you spent a week with Lovato.
Oh yeah, so like last week, yeah.
And I love it because you came in and you were just telling me about how like that, like your nutrition is already on point. And then you saw how their nutrition was, like, and they're traveling, and you were just like, this is fucking next level.
Definitely awe-inspiring. So before they came out, my diet still is pretty clean. Like, all my meals are prepped. I do the meal prep, and I line everything up. Everything is clean. But then when they got here...
who got here?
Sorry, Rafael Lovato Jr., who's fighting in Bellator against Mike Rhodes. They announced it, and then...
he's a
BJJ black belt. There's
World
black
champion.
belts, and then there's black belts. And he's the black belt on top of the black belt. And then Justin Rader, who's one of his students, who's also a black belt, who's fighting in Legacy. Anyways, they came, and because I was spending so much time with these guys, my diet automatically adapted to their diet because obviously I'm around them. So we were eating all the same things almost. And yeah, I don't know. It was just a good reminder that I can always up my game, and we were eating all organic food.
Nice.
many meals a day, all organic foods, supplemented with juices. We have a friend who owns Live Organic Raw in Toronto, Ontario, the best organic food place. Giving them a shout out right now.
Sure,
they
hook
do
'em up.
cold pressed juices, all organic ingredients. They have a restaurant. They have pre-packaged meals.
My wife loves that restaurant. Actually, she goes
Yeah.
in and gets some of her. Sorry. Go on.
No problem. All healthy, all vegan, all organic, and just amazing. So we ate there a lot, and just all clean food and timing. And the number one thing is, or two things, discipline to do it, like want to do it,
Yeah.
and like and it's funny, eating with them, they enjoy it. It's not like we're sitting there eating salads and we're like, oh fuck salads, oh fuck. It's like, nah, this is really good. And the smoothies and the anti-inflammatory shots that we were taking, and like
nice.
just seeing them. Lovato has all of his supplements on hand. He's taking everything, and like just seeing
this is championship.
Fucking next level.
And and then you're probably saying, like, who's listening? The listener is probably saying, well, I don't need to fucking do all that shit. Yeah, you do.
You do.
Yes, you do. You need to do all that shit. You need to have that mindset in order to improve with your game, in order to feel better, in order to have energy. Like, you want to fucking walk into your gym with your shoulders back and like people look at you and go, that guy's the shit, man. You should see the way he's improved, or how amazing he is. You just see this guy sits in the corner with his fucking his meal prep stuff. Yeah. Like, this guy is serious. You know what I mean? Like, that's who you want to be. You want to be the one that people look up to, even if you're just starting. It doesn't matter. What happens is, once you start showing people and yourself,
it snowballs.
It snowballs, and you just start to have that mindset. It's all about, you gotta embrace the martial arts mindset.
Yeah, they talk about that a lot. Samurai life, like, just eat good, eat clean, train hard, recover well.
Yeah.
I know we're talking about nutrition now, but all the recovery stuff, that's a whole nother thing that I saw. We'll do another. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just it was the next level.
But you've started to adapt a lot of that stuff now, right?
Yeah, right away. So as soon as they left, because they were only here for just over a week, as soon as they left, I just kept all the things in my life. So I went and I purchased all the juices that I was drinking.
Totally.
And it's weird, because once I continued down that path, not that my diet was bad before, my diet was amazing. I've just made it 20% better. Is that you're just happier.
Yeah, man.
And you just walk around happier and you feel better. But the main thing for me is being happy. I don't like to be all grumpy and bad diet and all this shit.
Yeah.
Eat clean and have a smile on your face and train hard.
Yeah.
So.
And you said that week that they were here, just the last thing about this, you said that week that they were here, you felt fucking amazing.
Oh, I felt great, man. I was training. We were it was night and day. Like, it was like going through some weird cleanse that worked for some reason.
Yeah.
And that was all a result of healthy organic ingredients. Thank you to Live Organic Raw. Yeah. But after that, I've been purchasing organic meat and switching and flipping the switch on everything. Now it makes a difference. And people say, oh, it's so expensive and all that, but a couple extra dollars, $2-3 for an organic chicken versus all that grain-fed bullshit.
Yeah,
it's worth it. It's definitely
100%.
worth it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so rule number 1. Let's get started. Rule number 1. I think this is the most important rule of the whole thing. All 10 of these are equally as important, but this kind of like, I'm gonna push this up the ladder. Is you got to eat a source of protein with every single meal. So basically, whenever you look down at your plate, you need to say to yourself, where's my source of protein? That's kind of like, how I do it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, I look at oh shit, where's my protein? Where's my protein? Is it a fish? Is it chicken? Is it a protein shake? Is it Greek yogurt? Is it, where's your fucking source of protein?
And just a quick why. Why do you need a source of protein?
Oh, well, because protein's, building blocks so the building blocks of your muscle, your bones, your body. proteins also has the TEF. It's the thermic effect. So the more protein, your body takes more to metabolize protein than it does any other of the carbs or fats or what have you. So the more protein you take in, the more you're going to be metabolize energy, fat loss, like
soreness reduction.
Soreness reduction, exactly. Like. And the cleaner the protein, and it's very important to vary your protein too. Like, egg whites, eggs and egg whites, doesn't matter. Like I have egg whites and I'll put like 2 whole eggs in the egg whites, mix it up, throw in some vegetables, chicken, fish.
So I think, just a quick takeaway for having a source of protein for every meal is a big part of making number one happen is preparation. So I know this is something you do a lot, and something that I also do is in the realm of meal prep for across the board. So carbs, vegetables, protein. Protein is probably the easiest one to prep.
Totally.
Big bowl. You throw your meat in. I know you like to do chicken breast. You have a barbecue just up here. It's really easy. Get a couple recipes. I mean, it's extremely simple. Marinate meat in a bowl, and then you just cover, leave in your fridge, and when you're ready. Like the longest a protein is gonna take to cook might be 10 minutes.
Totally.
10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
15 if you really fuck up and do it on low or whatever. But 10 minutes for clean protein. So that's something that I implement. That's something that you implement.
Yeah.
Big bowl, marinate, cover in fridge, and just go through that.
And don't put any sauces on it, dude. Like don't put fucking barbecue sauce and all that shit. That you're just literally taking that protein and shitting on it.
Yeah, you're
literally shitting on your protein.
So just a couple, that's a very good point. So just a couple things that you can use to spice things up real quick. I'll just throw it out there. Salt, pepper, garlic, parsley, all the herbs and spices that you can use. Turmeric. I like to use lemongrass. I'm Vietnamese, so lemongrass is a big thing in Vietnamese culture, but herbs and spices.
Yeah, herbs
and
spices.
Sauces.
No sauces, please, guys.
No.
You're fucking shitting. Just literally take that chicken or fish and spread your ass cheeks over top of it and just shit all over it, because that's what you're putting on there. Sugar, and then put sugar on it on top of that.
You know what? I don't even like the those organic sauces.
No,
I don't even like those or any of the just no packaged sauce. Just keep it to if you need a little bit of moisture, lemon juice.
Yeah, lemon juice.
And just herbs and I like to use a lot of garlic. So basic things.
Yeah, and here's another thing that kind of like, we've just been throwing out like the sources of protein. So there's a lot of protein out there. You can get lists of protein. In fact, in the Power 30 foods, your fucking proteins are there, so you don't have anything to worry about. Like you just look at the Power 30 foods. I know some people are gonna say, well, I don't like eggs, and I don't like this, and I don't like that, and I totally and I did say vary your source of protein, but I do understand that some people are too finicky and they don't like this, they don't like that, and so it's good to have some go-to meals that you can eat over and over again. Like, don't try to like make every single meal that you make different. Like, if you can have, if you like pork, I like pork. So, I may have like one day, maybe my pork day.
Yeah.
Like 1 week, maybe a pork week with, egg whites in the morning and, something else in the afternoon. You can have go-to meals if you like it. Yeah.
I think the easiest way for me is building my meals around my protein. So when I go to the grocery store, I pick my carb, pick my vegetables, but then my protein's the winner, right?
Yeah.
So I just grab whatever I'm grabbing for that day and then build my meal around the protein. But usually keep it very simple.
Organic, grass-fed, that's where you want to go for,
man.
Yeah,
Whole food,
yeah.
Or source. I mean, this is a bit more hardcore, but sourcing a supplier for those type of organic meats, it's a bit more down the road, but Whole Foods is great. Yeah,
definitely. But like, go for the grass-fed stuff, go for the organic stuff, go to your butcher. Like, go to your butcher and say, what's your wild game, man? Give me some wild game, and just like create a relationship with your butcher.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, everyone's got a butcher. Go in and say, look, man, just give me the wild fish, the wild game, like the grass-fed stuff. Like, give me your best meat, cleanest meat. He knows the cleanest meat. He knows, or she knows. They know. So, just say, look, I need to stay lean. Look, this is I need to fuel and power this body. So
it's just rubbing your chest over.
I need to fuel and power these fucking 6-pack abs here. No, So vary your protein sources. and make sure there's
Be prepared.
a protein. Yeah, be prepared. Make sure there's protein on your plate.
Always.
Always when you're eating. Whatever you eat, like
Or in your
anything
drink.
else. Yeah, or your drink. Yeah. So you can we're good with protein powders. We're good with grass-fed.
New Zealand whey isolate's probably the way to go.
That's most likely 100% the way to go because we're starting a supplement company and our first. Well, we might as well just tell them where we are because you guys can wait for it. It's coming very soon. We're gonna have
100% New Zealand whey isolate that's stevia sweetened with probiotics.
Yeah.
So
we're taking the game to the next level, man. We
Next
want to make sure
level.
that it doesn't sit in your gut and rot, and it tastes good.
No
and
farts.
it's freaking
and it works.
natural stevia, and it's gonna fucking get right into the muscles. And anyways, that's coming up. That's
and the
coming.
actual protein source is from a country where
I just was.
where you were just were for
I
UFC.
wasn't- Yeah, I was in Auckland, New Zealand.
Where the farming regulations are different than North America and everything
Yep.
has to be grass fed, so better quality.
Yeah, man. So, anyway, stay tuned for that. But so that's number one. So number one, protein. Number two is eat real food. So you must eat real food, a real food meal within an hour. Some people say 2 hours. So I would say like an hour and a half after your training. So this doesn't include like a post-workout drink right away. So, okay, let's kind of break this down. After your training, no matter what time you fucking finish training, okay, if it's 8 o'clock at night, it's 9 o'clock at night, because a lot of you guys and women out there probably do finish training late at night, and you're like, fuck, man, I don't want to go home and eat. I'm too afraid to eat because I don't want to, whatever, I'll just have a protein shake. But what you're going to learn in the next step is your post-workout meal is the most important meal, 100%. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the post-workout meal is that's where your body needs all that shit to recover.
Yeah,
Like you need
so-
everything. Like you just gave your heart and soul in a training session. Your body needs it.
Yeah, and so like it's key. So when I say real food, I mean like, so there's two things you can do. You can have that post-recovery shake with carbs and protein in it, and then you can have then within the hour and a half you need to go home and eat real food. Like, so I always say 2 or 3 to 1 carbs to protein. So you'll have like a starchy carb, and then you'll have your protein, and you'll have your vegetables, and that would be like your real food. So having it pre-prepped would be cool. So knowing that that's at home, but I like to have something right after training that's liquid, that will get into the muscles and into your body quicker, that'll give you the energy to get home, because a lot of times you have no energy right after. You want to make sure you have a little bit of energy so you can get home, and if you have to cook, you cook, or to eat so that you can get to bed. And don't think that because you're eating late is going to help you keep you up. But the carbs, we're going to get into this in a second, but the carbs you're going to need to replenish the glycogen stores that you've lost from training. The protein you need to go into your muscles and help you with recovery, and the vegetables you just need in your body. So it's really important that you eat real food within the hour and a half after your training session.
And just have it again. I'm gonna keep going back to this because
Yeah.
it's probably the most important thing to make all of this work is being prepared. So like knowing either there's a place, knowing that you have food at home in your fridge already prepped, or you have the material to produce a
Quick
good meal,
Yeah.
or having a go-to spot that you know is clean and where you can get everything that you need in one meal. So like, like going to Live Organic or whatever.
Or it's
Or
like,
where whatever your go-to is in your area,
Yeah.
where you know you can get carbs, protein, and vegetables, and they're not sauced up. It's just
Yeah.
grilled meat
Yeah.
and sautéed vegetables or whatever.
Yeah.
Like just because you have vegetables on your plate doesn't always mean it's good.
yeah, because here we go again with the sauces and the soy
preparation,
sauce.
yeah,
And the
and
prep. What do you
the
mean by the
oil.
preparation?
Like how is it made? You got to think about when you see two chicken breast and one is grilled and then one looks like delicious, but there's all this shit all over it. That's probably not good for you.
Right.
Just, the more simple it looks, it's usually the better, healthier option.
Yeah, totally. And that being said, I don't even know if I want to say this because it kind of gives people out. So there will be times where you may not have an option, and it's still protein, and it's still chicken, and it's still healthier than something else that you may have to eat. I wouldn't beat yourself up about it, but you don't want to make that your all go-to meal all the time.
Yeah, so what you just said there, my version of that is Vietnamese food, rice dishes. So it's grilled meat and rice dishes with some vegetables. That's my go-to. Like, I didn't prepare for this type of meal.
Yeah.
But preparation will be key for that.
Yeah. So number 2 is you want to eat a real meal with real food at least an hour and a half, between an hour and a half after your training session. But I like to have a post-workout smoothie right after. So I'll already have that prepared, and that would have carbs. You know, you may have like oatmeal in there. You may have fruit in there, protein in there.
For sure.
Vegetables in
something
there.
to bridge the gap between the time you finish working out. This is something I learned working in supplements previously, is like having the fast digesting protein post-workout just to bridge that gap, to prevent muscle breakdown, to reduce soreness, just to bridge the gap, just to get to your meal. So don't use it as a meal.
Right.
Just use it as a segue to your meal.
Exactly. That's key right there. Yeah. Now, someone may say, what if I do finish at like 10 p.m.? What if I just, there's just no way that I'm going to have time to eat that real food? Well, then I would make sure that the smoothie that you make has good whole foods in it. Like I say, the oatmeal, like put a lot of veggies in there, a lot of fruit in there, a good protein. Like just make sure that that smoothie that you're gonna have is rich in food, if that makes sense.
And
right?
I still do suggest eating something, even if it's close to bedtime. Just don't go crazy.
Yeah.
And the thing with eating clean food is it doesn't sit with you the same way
shitty food does.
Like if you ate a pizza and then tried to go to bed, you're gonna feel it. Yeah. But if you ate, baked potato, some steamed broccoli, and grilled salmon, and then you try to go to bed, it feels like nothing is with you anyway.
Totally.
Eat that meal even if it's late. Just make sure it's healthy.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's it. Yeah, sweet potato, baked potato, rice, small, and eat a small portion. Like, you don't have to binge. Eat something small. But yeah, that's really key, because that recovery, like the next morning, you're going to be recovered. You're going to feel recovered. You're going to feel better. You're going to have that energy to go to work that next day, and you're going to have that energy throughout the day.
Carry over.
To carry over.
And
that's the key.
In your head that you're doing the right thing.
That's right.
Maybe
so you're not stressed.
Semi-placebo effect of having more energy. I don't know.
Yeah, and stress too, man. Cortisol levels are what causes fat storage in the fat storage. So, okay, number 3 is post-work. So this is number 3. This is actually another important message, but it's a message that we're going to kind of tack on. So number 1 was protein. Number 2 was eating real foods within an hour and a half after. And number 3 is your post-workout meal is the most important meal of the day, 100%. You want to try to ingest, I did say a protein smoothie, but like something, you have to do 3-to-1 carbs to protein. That's bottom line. 2 or 3-to-1. I say 3-to-1 for like fighters. I say 2-to-1 for regular folks. But for fighters who are training sometimes longer, 3-to-1.
So now, just for maybe listeners that don't know, 3-to-1, that's 3. Would that be 3 grams of protein to 1 gram of carbs, or other way around? So 3 grams of carbs to 1 gram of protein. Just if you don't know what 3-to-1 means, that's the ratio. So if you're doing a post-workout smoothie, you want to have 3 grams of carbs to every 1 gram of protein.
Yes,
that you
exactly.
have.
Yes, 3-to-1 carbs.
Just to break it down easier for you guys.
Yeah. So the reason why that is here's what I tell everyone after our training sessions. Whenever we do strength and conditioning session, like, guys, right now you're like, your whole body is depleted of glycogen. There's no glycogen storage in your body right now, and if you only had protein, what's going to happen is your body's going to say, dude, where's the carbs? Where's my glycogen? I'm not getting any glycogen? Okay, I'm going to hold on to this fat. I'm going to take that protein, and I'm going to actually burn it, and I'm not going to give it to your muscles. And I'm actually going to take what's in your muscles and burn that. So you're like sabotaging your entire body. Plus, you're not going to recover fast, and you're not going to have any energy because you haven't given me any energy for me to fucking replenish. So so be happy that you can have baked potato, sweet potato, rice. I keep it to those 3. I don't like to put pasta in there because pasta,
you can feel the difference.
Yeah, you feel the difference. Just keep it with rice, baked potato, sweet potato, white rice too. I don't even like brown rice, to tell you the truth. I'm a white rice guy, especially at this point in time, because you want your muscles and your body to like take in all the glycogen. And now your body's going to say, oh, okay, there's the glycogen. Okay. Then that protein that you're coming in, you're going to go, okay, let's take that protein, shuttle it to the muscle, shuttle it to wherever everything else we need. And my body's going to continue to metabolize because I have that energy. So you're going to continue to burn fat or burn whatever. And, the vegetables are going to be clean vegetables that you're putting into your body to continue to help metabolize. And you're going to recover, and you're going to keep the keep the body metabolizing.
Right. So just a quick thing.
Yeah.
With that post-workout smoothie,
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
want to know what your favorite carb in the smoothie. Mine is banana. Like, so when we were training in Thailand, on that street, the soy, they have a bunch of smoothie stands. My go-to was a banana smoothie with protein. Reason being, banana being the carb, and then obviously the protein. So that's for me the most simple way. Blended up banana.
Yeah.
Maybe some almond milk and protein powder.
Yeah.
Basic.
For me, I like oatmeal. For some reason, I like the oatmeal in there, and then lots of vegetables. Like I would throw in kale, spinach. But I always have banana because banana makes it taste good.
Yeah, that's the base.
Like you throw the banana in, it makes it taste great. And then sometimes I generally don't have fat after training. I generally have the fat during my protein meals. So I'll have throughout the day, I'll have like protein, vegetable, and then I'll have a fat there. I have my carbs after around my training. The carbs are around the training. So like slow digesting carb prior to training to give me energy, the fast digesting carb after training, and then throughout I have protein, vegetables, fat, healthy fat.
Right.
That's kind of like how I do it and justify it. So I don't generally put fat in my protein. Sometimes I do, but I generally don't do that. I'll do that like in my morning smoothie.
Yeah, I do that like
in
morning
my morning
or
smoothie.
meal replacement. Not meal replacement, but like if this is a good one. I don't know if you've ever done this, but if you want to feel satisfied in the stomach, I do like thick avocado smoothies.
Ooh, nice.
If you've never tried that before, it's great. And
how do you do an avocado
So
smoothie?
I do avocado. So I'll take an avocado, put it in a blender, and then I do greens with avocado. So just all my greens, the kales, the spinaches, and then almond milk, protein powder.
Yeah.
Boom, there you go.
Nice.
Feel great and feel satisfied.
Love it. So post-workout, most important, 3 to 1 carbs of protein. Make sure you always have vegetables with your meals as well. That's number 3. So we've got protein with every meal. We've got eating real food after. We've got the 3 to 1 carbs of protein. Number 4, plan and prepare your meals. I'm leaving this to Andy because Andy is a freaking king. Basically, plan out your meals on a weekly and daily basis if you can, right? This is your
I'll
forte.
tell you the kind of the
This
evolution that I went through with planning and preparing meals was. So when I first started planning and preparing meals, I was also working 9 to 5. The hard part about planning and preparing meals is usually the time. So when I first started planning and preparing meals, so let me just say that meal prep is a skill. So what somebody does in an hour, if you can condense that to 20 minutes, you save a lot of time. You get really efficient with what you're doing. So when I started, I was working 9 to 5, and I would meal prep at night, and I would do it twice a week. So I'd pick 2 days and just do it twice a week. Now, because my food intake is so high, I'm so efficient in the skill of meal prep, I do it on a daily basis at night. And it takes me almost no time, 40 minutes tops, to pump out all these meals for that day and the next day. So now I do it more frequently, but I'm a lot faster at it.
Right.
And I gain those skills. I know not everybody's going to be fortunate to be in the scenario to gain the skills, but I was running a meal prep service with a bunch of guys for about over a year there. So every
Cooking
day,
skills,
twice
meal prep skills.
Yep, meal prep skills. You know exactly what to do, and you know exactly how to do it. You know how long it's going to take you. So now when I meal prep, super simple, super easy, efficient, tastes good, and I make sure that I pack for if I know I'm going somewhere, I pack.
Yeah.
Just pack. So you can go out to your local department store or
Walmart,
wherever, Costco, and pick up if you want.
Like a lunch.
Yeah, there's 2 ways to do this. So there's the the way that is better than not doing it, and that's, you know, plastic container, microwave. And then there's the way that if you're doing it and you want things to be more enjoyable, is glass kitchenware, toaster oven. So I do recommend glass Tupperware toaster oven, because, you know, you don't really want to nuke your food inside a plastic, and then the toaster oven also makes things taste better. So,
but obviously not everyone has glass toasters. Yes, exactly. So the next is plastic microwave,
and then before that there's nothing.
Yeah,
you have nothing.
You know, my wife is the queen of. My wife used to be a bodybuilder before she was a Muay Thai fighter. But she gained those prep skills because she had to prep all the time. And then with the work that she does, she because she works shift work, she has to prep. That's another. She has to do that. So she's got one of these big bags, like lunch bags, that she takes to work. But she's like, you know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes before she goes to bed, she already in her head knows, okay, you know, she may have already prepared like a whole bunch of food for her shift. So she'll put them in the Tupperware, throw them in the bag, put some vegetables, you know, put some fruit, like put her Greek yogurt, put the water, and it's all there. So like that whole day, she's got her food. She's eating 3-4 times a day, whatever it is, before she gets off her shift, and it's all ready to go. And it does take, you know, 20, 30 minutes, sometimes 40, depending on how efficient you get. But it is a skill. And what do we do with skills? Well, we got to practice those skills. So at first, it will take a little bit longer. Maybe on a Sunday during your favorite like TV show, or during your favorite podcast, maybe listen to this podcast, throw it on, and meal prep during the podcast. Like meal prep during the podcast.
That's what I do.
We're trying to pump out as many podcasts as we can so that you can train with a podcast, run with this podcast, meal prep with this podcast, drive with this podcast. Like that's what we're trying to do. So if it's or any other podcast, there's other podcasts out there, but like use the time where you are doing things that may not be the funnest thing to do, but you know that are important, and add some type of fun element into it, like a podcast, like your favorite TV show. Maybe it's maybe some music, you know, maybe put on some music and just like get into a zone and just like enjoy it. Like make this an enjoyable situation as opposed to like, oh man, like make it like, okay, it's Sunday, it's 9 p.m., it's time to turn on Funk MMA podcast or whatever podcast it is, and it's meal prep time.
I think actually meal prep might be the most important one out of these ones, because
you're right.
You need to, if you want, I'll say this right now, if you want to be successful at your diet, you need to make it routine, and you need to make meal prepping ritual. A habit. It has to be a ritual, because it's important, man. Like just having, like you said with Angela, laying out your meals, and then having every single slot filled.
Yes.
And then having, you know, I like to keep things in my trunk as backup, bags of nuts, or, you know, cases of water, and just like backup stuff that you can rely on. You know, some supplements, things like that. And then all of my meals, plan and prepare, and you're going to get good at it. And once you get good at it, it's more enjoyable, takes up less time. And then you can get more fancy with your meals afterwards.
Right, exactly. Yeah, keep things simple, man. Like we're not telling you to make gourmet meals. Just keep it simple, and just like, you know, make sure that you season your food nicely. Don't put fucking sauces and shit on your food. Keep everything nice and clean. You know, with your vegetables, you want to like steam them or quickly boil them, or you know what I mean, like raw sometimes if you want raw vegetables. Salads are amazing. Like man, salads are the best, man.
Easy. Easy.
Salads are so easy, man. You just
diverse. You can cover all the bases of your meal in one salad.
And you don't need salad dressing. I learned that if you put things like lemon on your salad, or like we put grapes or strawberries in the salad, man, like it's juicy enough that you don't need salad dressing. Like you don't need it. Like you've been programmed to think that you need it, but I guarantee you're gonna. And the other thing, when you start eating clean, your taste buds are going to adapt to that. And then when you eat something that you used to like, and you eat it, you'll be like, man, this fucking tastes like shit.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Yeah. Like I am absolutely disgusted by like saucy ranch salads. Like it turns me off.
It's gross.
I wouldn't want to eat that.
No, it's gross.
I don't want ranch. I don't want
Italian dressing.
Yeah, exactly.
Thousand Islands and shaking
gross.
up and like that's so disgusting. And you feel like shit afterwards.
And it tastes chemical,
Yeah.
like on your tongue. It tastes gross.
It's shit. Once again, you're shitting in your mouth. Like this is what the theme of today
Once
is.
again, you're
don't
shitting
shit in your mouth.
Stop
shitting in your mouth.
Just
because
one
you're
more
gonna
thing
shit it out.
about plan and prepare your meals.
Yeah.
If you have, so there's kind of two routes that you go down. It's you don't have the money, but you have the time. So grocery shop, make the meal prep, and save the dollars. If you don't have the time, but you have the resources, then you can
meal prep.
Yeah, you can source a meal prep company that'll do everything organic, meat organic, and you can trust them, and they'll deliver it. And they'll probably have meal packages on a daily basis. You know, I know that.
Yeah, you ran it.
I ran one of these, and I know. I studied the competitors, and you can also, you can do the normal one, you can do the all organic one, and the price obviously just reflects
what you want to do.
Yeah, the quality of ingredients. So,
but if you look at your finish.
No problem. So either if you have the time but no money, you got to put in the work yourself, learn how to meal prep and produce your own meals. If you don't have the time but you have the money, go source out a meal prep service place, and that's it. That's the solution to your diet right there.
Totally, yeah. The meal prep is the king. If you get the meal prep on point, you're laughing because everything else becomes easier because you get the proteins in every meal. You get the eating real foods after because you've already meal prepped, and you're going to get most of the things we're going to talk about will all be reached once you meal prep.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And if you're not meal prepping now, if you start and you stick to it for 2 or 3 weeks,
it'll become a habit.
You will in your head 100% be like, how did I even live before?
Totally.
Like, I feel so much better. Before I felt like absolute shit scrambling after my workout, scrambling to fucking
go to McDonald's.
Yeah,
like I used to have
wherever.
the guys at the gym tell me, okay, so I can't have McDonald's, I can't have KFC. I just look at them and like want to punch them in the face as hard as possible. Like literally want to punch them in the face.
Fried chicken? Okay.
Yeah. Do you want me to punch you in the face right now? Don't ever say that to my face again, ever. Like I would curse them out. Don't say that shit. Don't get that shit out of your head. It's not even. Don't joke about it. Like don't even fucking joke. Like there's no time to joke here. This is your body. This is your. I don't find it funny. Oh yeah, I can't have like the old. That is such an old joke. Oh, you mean I can't have McDonald's? Like I just want to punch you in the face. Like don't be that guy, guys. Don't be that. That's not a funny joke. It's just stupid. It's absolutely stupid. Don't be that guy, man. Be the person who's like, this is. I take this serious. Take it seriously. Take this shit serious.
And have your meals prepped.
Yeah, man. And listen, we're assuming that you're not doing any of these things, and so that's why it's okay. Like it's okay that you haven't been doing these things up to now. Like we're not blaming you. It's not your fault. It's just there's not enough of this type of information out there, or it's drowned by a lot of other information. Like do keto, do this. It's been thrown at you. Or like, fuck, man, I just need something that's kind of simple. And this is really simple. It really is. You just have to like any diet or any nutrition plan that you start is going to be complicated at first because it's a change, it's not what you're used to. So you have to embrace the fact that you're going to be a white belt in nutrition for a couple of weeks, and then you're going to get your blue belt.
it might even be longer than that.
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
But I think the main thing, like with meal prep and all this stuff, is that you don't need to have a nutrition background to be successful at all this stuff. You just need to be prepared, and then kind of know the general guidelines of how to eat, when to eat.
Yeah, which is what we're going to tell you as we go through.
Yeah, exactly.
So number 5 is, this is the new one. Number 5 is drink at least, I put here drink at least 2 gallons of water a day. You want to drink water with all your meals. You want to drink water in between your meals. You want to drink water during and after your training sessions. It's simple as that. Like no Gatorade, none of that fucking shit. Maybe, okay, I would have Gatorade. The only time I'd have Gatorade is if I'm in Thailand and it's after a 2-hour training session and I need to replenish.
Yeah.
If it's 100 degrees outside and you're training and you're doing sprints outside, I would have a Gatorade. I may have a Gatorade after like a hard training session at your gym, but I'm not drinking fucking Gatorades and like energy drinks and none of, it's water, man. And it's put lemon in your water. It's water.
Mine is water and
yeah.
cold all organic cold pressed juices.
Oh, right. Sorry.
So I'll go and pick up a case
Yes.
and leave it in my fridge.
Yeah.
And when I need that quote unquote Gatorade after a hard session, that's the replacement for me.
Yeah. Or smoothie. Or smoothie, right?
Or but water, something like 70 or 80% of your body's made out of water.
It is, man.
Something
It
like
is.
that.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's huge. It's huge. I had something written down about that actually.
Whenever I wake up, I always do the water and lemon.
Yeah.
Because when you wake up, you're dehydrated. Like, you feel it, okay? Next time you wake up, kind of like feel your tongue against the top of your mouth, like the roof of your mouth, and it's probably going to be dry and dehydrated.
Totally.
So you're going to wake up, you're going to have squeeze some lemon into your water, you know,
Yes.
drink 16 ounces of water, and that'll not only rehydrate you, but get your system going.
Yeah.
Get your digestive system going.
The digestive
Wake the
is
body
huge.
up.
Yeah.
Put something in your system to process, and then you can start introducing the food.
Guys, sorry.
Go ahead.
The first thing you're going to do after you listen to this podcast, the next time you wake up, that's what you're going to do. You're going to go buy some lemon or like real lemon, like squirt the lemon things that you can squirt.
Mm-hmm. I like real lemon.
Yeah, I know, but not everyone, you
Right.
know, let's I want
really-
to keep it simple for you guys right now. I don't want to throw you into, okay, chop up real lemon. Like, yes, that would be great if you could chop up real lemon, put it in a
cup or shaker
cup or whatever, or just get the lemon thing that you can squeeze, and they're like 99 cents or whatever it is, and then get some a water bottle or water, and then tomorrow morning when you wake up and throughout this next week, I want you to start doing that, just drinking and just down that water with the lemon and down it, like just drink it, don't fucking sip it, down it, get it into your body, and watch how you feel from tomorrow to 7 days from now. Watch the difference.
And I almost guarantee that you're going to have a better morning appetite. Like, you're going to feel hungrier sooner.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. It's key. Like, and so, you know, muscles that drive the performance when you train, 75% of that's water.
Yeah.
You know, like the brain is like 80% water. Blood has water. Lungs is water. So your body is made up of, you know, what some people 60, 70, 80%
Don't
water.
drink that. Like, pop. Imagine drinking pop every day.
You can't do that, guys. You can't drink pop. You can't even have it as a don't even have it, like, don't even introduce it to as a treat. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta start to have different thoughts of what your treats are. Like, that's just sabotaging your body.
Organic juice.
But yeah, like,
That's a treat.
Yeah, like when you're training and you're dehydrated, you're gonna start, like, you can tell right away. First of all, if your pee is yellow, you're dehydrated. Unless you took like multivitamins in the morning, and then sometimes it's like bright yellow. But if you're like training and your pee's yellow, you know you're dehydrated. If you're training and you're a little like woozy, you know you're dehydrated. If you're training and you have no energy, you're like, why don't I fucking have energy? Well, there could be a lot of things that happen in that, but the first thing I do is drink water. Like, okay, let me down some water. Like, you should always be drinking water, not fucking protein shakes in the middle, not before you train, drink water. During training, drink water. After you train, drink water. When you wake up, drink water. With your food, drink water. In between your food, drink water. Like, that's got to be your staple.
Yeah, I think
It has to be. It
just
has to be.
Sum up the water thing. So just 2 things that you can do: wake up, water and lemon, and then I had the second one. Oh, good measuring stick, like you said. If your pee is yellow,
Yeah.
just aim to have your pee clear.
Yeah, clear pee.
And use that as a measuring stick.
Yeah, clear pee. You know that, okay, I'm hydrated. I'm good. Like Luke, yellow pee, you're perfect. Clear pee, I like clear. I know, okay, I'm good. And don't be afraid to drink. Yes, you're gonna go to pee. Yes, you're gonna pee fucking 20 times a day. Yes, it's gonna happen because your body's not used to having all that water. And so get used to going to the washroom, man. But get over it, because now you know you're flushing out all that shit out of your body.
You break a sweat faster.
You know, water is going to help you to your body start to metabolize. It's a good fat burner, man. It really is. Just drinking all that water, getting that water in, and getting rid of the soda pop, getting rid of the no energy drinks, no 5-hour energy. Don't put shit into your water either. Don't squeeze the Mevo. The only thing you're squeezing in the water is lemon. That's it. Because once again, don't shit on your water or shit. Don't your diarrhea, putting diarrhea in your water.
It's funny that you say don't put the Meosport shit. There's a guy at the gym that I I do it as a joke now, but I'll always rag on him after training. It's like, get this meal sport out of here. What is this shit? And he's like, no, it's fruit punch, man. It's
fruit punch.
Oh, God. Throw up in my mouth, man.
Punch in his mouth. We're very passionate about nutrition, as you can hear. Like, this is passion, man. Like, this is like, I want to like get this through to you guys that it's not a fucking game to play. Like, nutrition is not a little game. It's like the most important, your training, skill, technique, and then with strength and conditioning and nutrition is like 50-50. That's like the exact same.
Out of all the things that people complaining about nutrition is the one that bothers me the most, because you have complete power, almost complete power of what you physically fork onto a fork, put into your mouth, and chew and swallow.
It's your choice.
Whereas if you're complaining about training, maybe you're just not at the best gym, maybe you have previous injuries,
maybe your
you're
coach is
older.
shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But with nutrition, that's entirely up to you.
Yes.
So if you fail at nutrition, that's your own fault.
That's
it's
100%.
Literally nobody else's fault.
It's no one else. No one. Not your family. It's like, don't fucking be that person that blames their wife. My wife.
The worst.
Like, your fucking wife doesn't put the food in your mouth. You tell your wife, look, or your girlfriend or your family, your mom. And like, I hear my mom and dad
I hear that all
food.
the time.
I don't fucking care if your mother and father make your food. Guess what you're going to do? You're going to start cooking for yourself. Be a fucking man or a woman. Stand up and start learning how to cook, and tell your mom and dad and whoever else, or your wife, and listen, man, my body, in order for me to function at the highest level I can, to be a great husband, a great boyfriend, a great boss at work, a great employee, a great student, a great fighter, a great friend, I need to fucking fuel my body with the best nutrition possible. Mm-hmm. So I can't eat shit, donuts and crap at work. I can't fucking eat whatever you're eating, honey. Like, yeah, that's great that you can fucking metabolize it. I can't. So I can't do this shit. Like, that's you. That's not fucking... Stop blaming everyone else for your fucking bullshit.
I always relate nutrition back to cars. It's like, if you want to be... Like, you don't put regular gas into a Lamborghini.
No.
You put premium or whatever the highest tier of gas is. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to be a Lamborghini, you can't use regular. So if you want to if you want to feel good, you want to be healthy, you want to be an athlete, you can't put regular food in your body.
No.
It has to be good stuff. And what you said about not letting people influence your food choices. I at my house, like, for a long period of time when I was younger, I didn't have the same meals as my family ever.
Right.
It was my mom, whatever she cooked, and then it was me, whatever I cooked.
Right. Yeah, and that's it. And listen, what's going to start to happen, you're going to see, is, especially if you're a parent, like, if you're a parent and you're eating clean, your kids are going to be like, look at what dad or look at what mom eats. Like, and you know what I mean? Like, she's always in a good mood. He's always in a good mood. Like, you're going to become a role model for your kids about nutrition. You're going to become your friends and your family, and they're going to start to see that, fuck, this person's actually serious about their shit. Mm-hmm. and then they're going to lay off you, because you're like, okay, this guy's actually serious. Like, it's not all talk. It's not all, oh yeah, I'm on this new diet and and then 2 days later, oh, it's Carl's birthday. And here's the other thing. The last thing I'm going to talk about when it comes to like influencing. There's always going to be a birthday, a wedding, a fucking an outing. There's always going to be that. There's always going to be a celebration in your life. There's never a perfect time to start or a perfect time to do it. There's always going to be that celebration. So you can't let those celebrations affect what you eat. Yes, you're going to go to the celebration. You're not going to have the cake, unfortunately. You're not going to have drinks. You're not going to have alcohol or whatever if you're really serious about cleaning out your body. And you just have to, that's just the way life is. But you make other choices. You find other choices. You eat before you go to the outing. So like, oh yeah, I've already eaten. I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, you can't let going to fucking Cancun with your buddies be more important, depending on where you're going, than what you'd want to do with your body and your training.
Unless you put in the work, and that's a future thing that if you're trying to get into it,
right,
you can't let all those outings come up.
Right.
And here's another magical thing that you can do, right? just say no.
Yeah, man.
When somebody, I do this all the time, and people look at me like I'm fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I go somewhere, there's cake. Oh, have a piece of cake.
I
No,
don't need
thanks.
cake. Yeah.
I'm good. And then they'll be like, what do you mean? One slice isn't gonna kill you. Like, this isn't gonna kill you. Yeah, it's not gonna kill me, but I'm just gonna ruin everything that I've been working for.
It's all about your principles, right? Like, your principle is to feed your body. That's a new principle. That's a belief system.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have a belief system, like if I'm a vegetarian, okay, if Andy comes up to me and asks me, hey, look at this beautiful, I just cooked this amazing hamburger with pure whatever grade A beef. It's organic beef. I want you to eat this. No, man, I'm a fucking vegetarian.
Yeah,
I don't
just
eat
no.
meat.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Okay, they get it. Or if you're a pregnant woman and someone comes up to you and you go, oh, look at this beautiful 1921 Chardonnay that I fucking brought out. You know, here, please have this. This, you know, I poured this specifically for you. No, I'm pregnant. I don't drink. Like, done.
Straight up.
That's it. That's your belief. That pregnant woman is not drinking for 9 months, and that vegetarian is not touching fucking meat, because that's their belief system. And you need to have that same belief system when you take in nutrition. Yes, there are times where, yes, you can, like Andy said, if the Cancun vacation is the vacation you're going to have after 12 weeks of fucking seriousness, you're okay, I'm going to get that 1 week in Cancun, but right after, when I come back, I'm back on it because I've learned all this stuff. Perfect.
I think, last thing on this.
Yeah.
Because the influence thing is a huge thing. It's weird. This is just more personal experience now. It's weird. My friends outside of gym and outside of training and outside my family, it's still weird for them when I don't eat the fried food and it's weird. And you can't let those people sabotage you, because they're going to try again and again and again.
Totally.
I tell my friend at the beginning of the meal, I'm staying away from fried food. Eating my meal, dude, try this, try that. No, man. Yeah. And I'm nice.
To a point.
Yes. But then eventually I just go, look, man, I'm not going to eat this shitty fucking food that you're eating. I don't know what kind of justification in your head it gives you if I eat that, but I'm not eating it. Please stop asking me. Like,
totally.
Just stop. Like, we're adults now. You don't need to. I don't need to do everything that you're doing. You don't need to do everything I'm doing.
Exactly.
I'm just staying away from fried food. Very simple principle.
Yeah.
Let me live my life.
Exactly.
So just say no.
Just say no. Okay, beautiful. Number 6, eat clean. So your nutrition plan needs to have complex carbs. It's, a lot of vegetables, a lot of greens, lean proteins, and unsaturated fats. And when you add those lean meats, try to make them wild. We talked about this before. Organic if possible. Fruits, vegetables, Greek yogurts, cashews, almonds, fish, poultry, legumes. Just like everything you eat should be like real whole foods. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Real, not packaged foods, real whole foods. Like shopping on the outskirts of the grocery store.
Yeah.
On
the outskirts, I like that. Very basic, but needs to be said.
Yeah.
Especially with that shopping thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. When I go grocery shopping now, the only time I spend time on the inside lanes is to get coconut water, because it's usually in Canada international section.
Right.
But when I come in, it's a circle.
Yeah, me too.
And it's a quick cutoff because I don't go down the frozen food section. So it's just one big. I like that, the outskirts of the.
The only thing I do get in frozen food is like I do get frozen fruit just to put into my smoothies. Yeah, so like that's I like that. Like I like, because obviously we don't have time to freeze our fruit. So like if you can get that and throw that in your smoothies, it's perfect. But that's the same thing with us. Like the only cleaning supplies. Like if I need cleaning supplies, garbage bags, like water. That's what puts us in those aisles. But other than that, it's just the vegetables and fruits and the meats, and then that's really it, man. That's all I need out of here. I don't really need anything else.
1/3 of the grocery store. You should spend all your time in 1/3 of the grocery store.
Yeah, really. Man, totally. In and out, quick. You know what you need. Have a grocery list.
Don't even ponder in the chip section. Yeah, don't even walk down that aisle. Because when you walk down the aisle, it increases your chances of fucking up.
If you don't want to get punched, stay out of the ring.
If you don't want to shit in your own mouth, then go on the outside of the grocery store.
Exactly, because that's basically. Listen, this I hope you guys can picture me standing over your face with your mouth wide open, pride open. I want you to think about this right now, everybody. While I'm talking about this, Andy's holding you down, strapped down, so you can't even move. Your mouth is pried open with whatever, some contraption that has your mouth wide open. And you decide to take the route of putting sauce on your chicken, or eating that bag of chips, or having the Gatorade, or I'm not gonna even go Gatorade. Having the pre-workout fucking Monster, whatever. And then I stand on top of you after having a bowl of chili. I spread my cheeks and I shit in your mouth.
But here's the best part.
I want you to think about what that's gonna taste like and feel like as it's splattering all over. I'm giving you a Cleveland steamer.
And right, so he shits in your mouth, and then you think it's over, but then wave 2 comes and it hits you all again. So take that in.
That's what you're eating. Okay, so that's if you can think about that now, every time like you walk down an aisle that has something you're not supposed to have, and think about funk shitting in your mouth,
and it steams.
It'll be like, oh fuck, I'm not having that, man. Like, why would I want that? You know?
Oh,
it's
God.
I know it's gross. It's grossing me out.
That's gnarly.
Like, it's grossing me out, but. That's what we think of. Like my wife and I, that's what we think about that. Okay, let's get. We're running. We're not really running out of time, but I don't want to keep you here all day. Right. Okay, number 7. Here's this is the shit in your mouth. Number 7 is get rid of the junk food in your diet. So get rid of it out of your house. Get rid of it out. Packaged foods, processed foods, frozen dinners, candies, alcohol, junk food. Like, get it out. Sugars. Get it out of your system. Get it out of your house. At least start there, because yes, there's going to be times where you go to work or you go somewhere and someone's got a birthday or whatever, and they're going to have a cake or a donut. But it's not that time that I'm worried about, more than it's in your house when you come home and you're tired. Like, when your body's tired, your mind starts fucking playing tricks on you, man. Because your mood level is low, and you want comfort foods. You want to be comforted, and you when you're not feeling good, when you're stressed out about something, you and your girl fucking had a fight, and you're like, oh fuck this, man. I don't care about anything in life. This life sucks. I'm gonna fucking have some chips and have fuck shit in my mouth. But if you didn't have chips, or if you didn't have whatever, then I wouldn't have to do that to you, and you could like eat like almonds, or like have a smoothie that throw in like, okay, I'm going to throw in bananas, and I'm going to put some like kale, and I'm going to put like almond butter in here, and I'm going to throw in like these cherries and strawberries, and I'm going to put 2 scoops of protein. I'm going to put 2 scoops of protein in this one. I'm going to sit here and I'm just going to drink it, and it's going to be like, okay, everything's okay.
Yeah, I got a couple things to build on that. The tired thing that you said, I think it's important that you said get it out of your house, because you don't fuck up as much. It's when people are looking. It's when nobody's around, and there's no accountability. When nobody's around, nobody's looking, the doors are shut, then that's when you kind of binge eat. So that's one thing. Like,
totally
get that shit out of your house.
Yeah, man.
And another thing that will kind of take you to the next level, because a lot of times people think what they're eating is healthy, but they just don't know. It's like, oh, I'm eating this breaded chicken breast that's frozen, but it's whole wheat, so it's okay. One thing, a skill that you're gonna have to acquire is being able to read labels and understanding nutrition labels and understanding nutritional facts, because now when you go out to get that bag of whatever, nuts or whatever, if you look on the back and the ingredient isn't just nuts, like if you go to buy almonds, and the first ingredient and the only ingredient isn't almonds, and it's like almonds and then 20 other things, then you probably shouldn't get that.
Totally.
So a real skill that'll help you with getting rid of things is being able to read nutrition labels when you actually go shopping, so that you know that if you're buying whatever, if you're buying nuts, it's only the nuts. If you're buying anything packaged at a health food store, look on the back.
Yeah, because just because you're in a health food store doesn't mean it's healthy, man. A lot of that like light, fat-free, like don't fall for that shit, man. That's why like the Power 30 foods, like, and what we're saying, like eat real whole foods. Like you can't go wrong with that. Like Greek yogurt, there's fat-free, 0% fat Greek yogurt, plain, you're good with that, because then just because it's plain, you can actually chop up strawberries, put strawberries in, and what I like to do is put a scoop of protein even in it and mix it up, and that's like a nice like pudding thing, but it's protein, it's more protein with the Greek yogurt. Like you got, if you just stick to the basics for now, like this is not forever, because as you become more aware of your nutrition, you're going to become more aware of learning more about, okay, what other healthy things are in there? What other things are not as healthy that they think they are? And what other things I should say with, like, that kind of stuff's going to, because your palate is going to totally change. Yeah. Your palate is totally going to change, and you're going to start to be more aware. But if you can start with these 30 foods in your pantry and your fridge and your freezer and get rid of all the junk, then, and just keep that in rotation, I'm telling you, this is going to change. You're going to feel so much more energy. Mm-hmm. You're going to look better. You're going to feel better. You're going to have less injuries. Like a lot of injuries that happen in jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai, whatever, a lot of it's due to nutrition. A lot of it's due to inflammation. It's a lot of the food that you eat inflames, and you know, your muscles and your joints can't move as freely as they can. Put strain on everything else, and that's when you get those little fucking like nagging injuries that won't go away, and you continue to eat the shitty food that keeps everything inflamed. You know what I mean? You
need to start, like, once you get rid of the food and you start implementing, like, you know, the Power 30 foods, and you're reading labels and you know where your food is sourced from, you're building real skills that you have for life.
These are life skills.
It's like learning how to punch. Once you learn how to punch, you know, you have the basics of a punch. Totally. You know, once you get rid of all that shitty food in your house and you have good food, and you know what is on each label of each product in your house, you're at a high level.
100%. It doesn't, and listen, it will take a process. It will take time, but it's kind of like, this is your journey. This is your white belt to a blue belt to a purple belt.
Yeah. So you know what's great actually about like being able to read the labels is when you go out with somebody and, you know, they get something, you're able to take that, turn the label around and be like, hey, did you know 15% of this is sugar?
Yes.
And, you know, it's only 20% what they advertise it to be or whatever.
Angela's amazing for that. She'll like pull it away, like whatever. It doesn't even matter what it is. She'll just like take it away and just look, to look, just
I'm that
to
person.
see.
I'm that
just
person.
To see. Okay, you know what? Let's just stay away from this right now. Let's just move on to something else, kind of thing.
Yeah, I love.
She's amazing at that. So get rid of. And I put alcohol in there because I think alcohol is. I know alcohol is massive for your feeling, for inflammation, for fat gaining, for dehydration. Like nothing good comes out of drinking alcohol. Nothing good comes out. Nothing
except the party. Just kidding.
Yeah, well, and even then, depending on how what happens at that party or whatever, like you're not missing anything not drinking, but like I would say, like, okay, I'm gonna, if you want to take your nutrition seriously and you're gonna, okay, listen, I'm gonna listen to what Funk and Andy says. I'm gonna really take my nutrition seriously. I'm cutting alcohol out. Mm-hmm. I want to see what happens to my body. I want to see what happens to my mood. I want to see what happens to my mindset. And I want to see that I'm not really missing out on the weekends. You don't really miss out. Like there's no story that, you know, and then you'll be able to go out and not have a drink. You may not be able to stay all night because you're going to find that your friends are fucking, you know, annoying as shit. Mm-hmm. But, you know, you may have a couple of waters or whatever your drink of choice would be, and then you're out, right? But like, again, you got to think of the next day. You got to think of, you know, you got to go to work. You got to train. Do what, you know, like how many times have you missed training because of alcohol, because of partying? Not you specifically, Andy.
Not, I was gonna say probably never.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, there's people out there that like, or go and have the worst training session because they feel like hungover or they reek of booze, or they go in and the first thing they say is they had a tough. Like, I don't want to roll with someone if you're fucking like you also have to. You also have to be a good partner, a good teammate, right? And a good training partner. And no one wants to train with someone who's hungover. Like, dude's hungover. Like, do I really want to fucking? This guy's sweating and it's gross and like, fuck. I don't want to be around this guy, right? You don't want to be that guy, you know, like just because of a night that you didn't really have to do. And think about like how amazing that training session could have been and how much you could have learned if you weren't fucking hungover.
Yeah, I mean, alcohol is like one of those ones that pick a time and a place, and don't make it a regular thing. Like, you shouldn't be going on a regular. It shouldn't be a regular thing. Pick a time and a place to drink your alcohol. And with that being said, the rate that alcohol ages you at, like when you see a drinker, even at my age, I'm 23, the people that I would see when they first started college to right now, and they're still doing the every weekend drink thing, they look
horrible,
not healthy,
no,
aged by years, and are going to continue to age for years.
All right, we're not anti-alcohol.
Time and place.
But like let's cut that out right now. Let's focus on our body and putting positive, nutritious stuff in our body, and we can fucking worry about the alcohol stuff when we got this dialed in.
Yeah.
Once you have this dialed in, then you're gonna learn how to manage if you need to have a drink, then you can learn how to manage it and still stay focused on making sure that you have the right foods that you know are going to help you to train the next day or whatever. But let's get it out right now and not worry about it, and have the one less negative thing in your body to think about. Plus, which is not just a little negative thing, it's actually a massive negative thing. It's major, man. It's major.
I think one last thing about the alcohol is, once you get all this stuff dialed in and you start getting the results you want, it makes alcohol more fun. Okay, let's just say outside beach party, you're not embarrassed to take your shirt off.
That's right.
And you get to have a beer. You're ripped. You have a beer in your hand.
Yeah.
Versus, you got some belly fat and you're getting super drunk and you're just kind of depressed. You know.
Totally. Because
you'll enjoy it more once you get some results that you're looking for.
Absolutely. Okay, number 8 is taking multivitamins. I like this because what the multivitamins will do is will help you properly absorb the carbs and proteins that you're putting into your body. So I like taking a multivitamin every morning.
Yep, and also coming from working in the supplement industry, not all multivitamins are created equal. You want to get something that isn't hard pressed. You need vegetable cap is your best option. It's the most easily digestible, right? Hard pressed caps. I heard a story back in my supplement days that there was this guy, and he worked for he owned a
Centrum.
No, he owned a porta potty business, right? So whenever he had to clean out the porta potties, he would always see undigested multivitamins, which would be those Centrums, or any of those hard pressed cap. Like, your body isn't breaking it down. Like, when you look at it, it's like, okay, that's not very natural.
When I took my my certification for personal training, I remember one of the things that we did was we put the hard pressed multivitamin into an oven, and it was like it turned black. I can't remember what the exact thing was. Something about this is showing how shitty this multivitamin is. Like, it's turning fucking black.
Yeah.
Like, it's shouldn't be doing that. It should be like dissolving and turn black or something to do with that. And it was like Centrum. It was like all those. Like, now I'm talking like 25 years ago when I got my certification, but it was like something that stuck with me forever. Like, it was something that stuck with me forever.
Here's another thing, because I don't even know if this, I'm not sure if this is factual, but something good to think about is that, like, I heard that those Centrum and those companies, because when people think, I take multivitamins and the pea color changes. They would spray vitamin C on hard pressed caps, because the caps aren't digestible, so you'd shit out the cap, but your pee would still change color. So stay away from hard pressed caps. Vegetable caps.
Yes, vegetable caps. Okay, number 9 is eat smaller meals more often. So this is kind of like what we talked about when we said if you are plan and prepare. So basically, you want to eat now I'm gonna say 6 small meals per day. I'm telling you to try to eat 6 small meals per day. You may only get 4, you may get 5, but when I say 6 small meals, I'm including the protein, the smoothie, or snacks. But when you eat more frequent, you're giving your body more energy throughout the day. Your body keeps burning fat. It keeps your blood level stable. It gives you energy to train, and it avoids the binge. It avoids that big binge. Like when I was cutting weight the other week, one of the things to keep my metabolism going, I wasn't cutting weight for a fight, I was doing it for a photo shoot, but one of the things that was keeping my weight, metabolizing my body, was I had to eat every 3 hours to keep eat a meal every 3 hours to keep that body metabolizing. And it's not just about the metabolizing, it's about everything else I just talked about, the energy throughout the day, the avoiding binging and having those meals prepared so you can just like eat on clockwork, right? Making sure that you have the post-workout meal done, 3 to 1 carbs of protein, your pre-workout, which has slow digesting carb to give you energy so you're not bonking when you're training. I know there's a lot of guys who come to training at the gym, and there'll be like a there'll be like a jiu-jitsu session, and then like rolling, and then my conditioning class, and like once they get to like a quarter of the way through the conditioning class, or even in their jiu-jitsu, they're like, man, I had no energy. It's like, well, what'd you eat today?
C4 pre-workout.
Yeah, like I had nothing. I did fucking, I don't know, I didn't eat anything. Well, that's what it is. Like, and so they're not getting anything out of the rolling sessions, and they're definitely not getting anything out of the conditioning. But there are times when there's Muay Thai, there's MMA, like you stack the classes on top of each other. So it's really important to have that slow digesting carb. But like I said, it's you got to eat throughout the day. Like, a lot of people say breakfast isn't important, but for you as a fighter or someone who's training who has work or school, like it's the full day. You gotta be like on point all day. Not just you can't just concentrate just for work and then not worry about training, and vice versa. You have to be on point all day. So you may need to eat those 5-6 smaller meals a day. Unfortunately, that's who you are.
No way around it. And one more thing about eating smaller meals more often.
Yeah.
This is kind of something that doesn't really get talked about a lot, and this is kind of just my personal experience, but it regulates my appetite. Mm-hmm. So when it's time to eat my meal every day, I'm already there. Like in my body's already wanting
Adapted.
it. Like I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually hungry. I'm not force feeding myself. And the thing when you do that one big meal or the couple big meals, you feel like shit after because your body's just trying to take in and recover metabolize, digest, and take everything in.
Yeah.
When you eat smaller meals, it's less impact on your body, regulates my appetite. I'm always hungry when it's time to eat at the right times.
Yeah, man, it's true. And the other thing that you don't have to worry about counting your calories and counting your fucking grams of protein and grams of carbs and all this shit. Like, just eat, take a small piece of protein. You can eat tons of vegetables if you want, a sliver of healthy fats. Your carbs are going to be like a palm filled. Like, that's literally it. You don't need to like count your fucking protein. If you don't feel like you don't have enough energy, eat another meal.
Right. And you'll eventually, once you're consistent with this, is be able to just tell by feel. Like, if I have a meal and I'm feeling the carbs already, I'll just stop eating the carbs.
Yeah.
And, move on.
Right.
Like, you'll feel it. You'll feel the difference.
You'll feel the difference. You'll know the difference. So eat those smaller meals more often. I say 5 to 6. If you need 7, eat 7. Maybe it's a tougher training day. Maybe you needed that extra meal. But that's all dependent on your preparation, because it is very hard to eat scrambling and you start sabotaging and it's like, oh shit, I need a protein bar. Like, you don't want to eat a protein bar. That's not a meal. Our protein bar is not a meal.
Unless you look at the ingredient list and it's really healthy, use it to bridge the gap, but it's not a meal.
Right. Yeah. Don't rely on protein bars throughout the day, because that's what happens. You're like, oh, I need to eat 6 times a day. Well, maybe throw in 3 protein bars, 1 smoothie. No. 5 to 6, like real food. Like real
like a
plate of food, or like if it's a snack, then a good healthy snack that's real whole foods.
Bottom line.
Yeah, not from Whole Foods, just real whole food.
Could be from Whole Foods.
Could be, but it's expensive.
It is very expensive.
Last, number 10. This is key here, for me anyways, for everyone, is eat veggies with every meal and snack, man. Veggies are like having free food. They have little calories, yet the body has to expend more energy to digest them. Vegetables need to be your friends, and the greener...
They're at cooking them.
100%.
You know what's really good?
What?
Homemade hummus. Like if you blend up chickpeas and then vegetable dip, like a platter with that.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Make your own hummus though. Don't buy hummus off the shelf unless you look at the ingredient list again and it's just what you want.
Kind of. Let's just quickly go through them again.
I have one bonus before.
Okay.
This is my bonus that is not.
Okay.
if you need to hold yourself accountable, use social media as your meals onward. The majority of my meals or my meal preps are on there, and you can see that I used it even before I even competed as an accountability tool.
Right.
Social media as
MMA also on Instagram, Nutrition for Fighters on Instagram, What's with Andy 1 on Instagram. But if you have
repost those and keep you guys accountable.
Not only will you get reposted on Nutrition for Fighters, but you get new followers, right? Because we're creating a nation of conditioning beasts. We're creating a nation of us who are, like we said, we're different from me, Andy, and you who are listening. We're different. We are different from all the other guys in your gym. We're the ones that take our training seriously, take our nutrition seriously. Even if we're not competing, even if we just do this for the love of martial arts, we actually embrace the samurai martial arts code. Like it's holistic. It's everything. It's the way we treat people. It's the way we're disciplined. It's the way we have respect. It's the way we help people. It's the way we fuel our body. It's the way we train hard. We train when no one's looking. We eat well when no one's looking. That's what this is all about.
100%.
I like it. So let's just quickly run down the list. Like I said before, when you go to nutrition, 4, fighters.com, the link will be posted. I'm going to not only going to give you those 3, the Power 30 foods, which is what you'll have in your pantry, kitchen, the budget, 1-day budget. So 1-day meal plan, under $15 that Andy put together, and the cheat meal, clean cheat meals. Recipe books that you can eat like cheat meals but are clean. I'm also going to throw these 10 tips so you can have them, like post them in your computer room or like post them somewhere like that. It's always there for you, so you're reminded. Because at first we need those reminders. We need some accountability. So So it will be number 1 is having a source of protein with every meal. Number 2 is you got to eat real food with every meal. Sorry. Number 1 is you have to have a source of protein with every meal. Number 2 is you must eat real food within an hour after training. Number 3, post-workout's the most important meal. That means 3-to-1 carbs to protein plus vegetables. Number 4, plan and prepare your meals. Number 5, drink at least 2 gallons of water. Drink water in the morning. Drink water in between meals, with meals, after training, during training, before training. Eat clean, baby. Eat clean. Complex carbs, proteins, different sources, unsaturated fats, your veggies. Number 7, get rid of the junk food in your diet. Just purge. Do a whole purge of your kitchen. Number 8, take multivitamins. Make sure that they're
VeggieCap. Number 8 should be take multivitamins and supplement your diet.
Oh, and supplement your diet. Yeah, that's right. Number 9, eat smaller meals more often. Try to get 5 to 6 meals, which would mean you have to prepare. And number 10, eat veggies with each meal, baby.
And number 11, keep yourself accountable. Use social media and hashtag nutrition for FOR this time, fighters. Right. And hold yourself accountable to your diet.
Yeah, man.
Simple as that.
Totally. And again, it's all about you. This is all about you and you being the best martial artist you can be.
It's all up to you as well.
Yeah, it's all up to you. I hope you guys learned some stuff today. I hope you guys take this and start implementing it. It's a lot to digest, but when you start with the purge and then you start with a fresh grocery run and then you go to the dollar store and get some freaking
Tupperware. And you wake up and you drink that lemon water.
Yeah, so you kind of tell your friends, "Okay, guys, I'm not coming out for the next month. I'm gonna take a sabbatical on drinking because I want to get rid of the shit in my body." You don't have to do some type of cleanse. This is your cleanse. Mm-hmm. Your cleanse right now is getting rid of the shit, getting this food in, starting to prepare before. Eating vegetables with each meal,
and then making it all public so that you're held accountable for it.
That's right, and that's how we're doing it, baby. That's exactly how you're gonna do it. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I enjoyed this podcast.
Yeah, I love doing these, man. These are really fun.
Yeah, man. I think listen, we are you, the listener right now, are gonna be a fucking conditioning beast. Period. Like that's bottom line. Like we're gonna feed you information. We're going to feed you amazing people that are going to come on and give you their best information. And you're only going to be like the best shit's going to be like put into your brain. You feel that? Go for it.
the next time you're in McDonald's or you're in the frozen food section of your grocery store, or your friend's asking you to eat that fried food, or you're thinking about that bag of chips inside your cabinet, okay, don't forget that Funk Roberts once, but twice. And you'll see the steam coming off your skin.
In your head. Follow us on Facebook, Funk MMA on Facebook, on Instagram, Funk for Fighters, FOR Fighters on Instagram, What's with Andy 1 on Instagram, youtube.com/Funk Roberts. This will be on youtube.com/Funk Roberts. It will be, which you can download, Funk Roberts Fitness, but you can have this app so that you don't even have to go to anywhere. You can just open up your app and this will be there waiting for you. But the most important thing that I want you to do today, and this link will be at the bottom, is go to nutrition4fighters.com and download the 4 free programs we're going to have, because the 4th one is going to be this top 10 list that I want you to live by, man. I really do. I think it's really important. And like I said, if you listen to any other like top nutrition people in this industry, like a Mike Dolce, for instance, you're probably hearing the exact same things he's saying. And it's not that I'm modeling this after Mike Dolce, because I've been doing this since, 10 years now. Mm-hmm. And Mike's also been doing it for this long. And we both realize that this is what works, right? So what I'm telling you is not just, but remember, there are going to be people who are going to tell you the keto diet works, this diet works, and that diet works. And it probably does work for those people, but you are totally different. You're training, your body's being put through a little bit more stress than most other people are. You're probably training more often at a higher intensity, which means your nutrition has to be on point. I don't care if you're 50 years old. I don't care if you're 60. I don't care if you're 19. I don't care. And especially, here's the last caveat, especially if you are injured, your nutrition has to be quadruply important, because if you want to bounce back from that injury, you can't be eating foods that are going to inflame you and foods that are going to keep your cortisol levels high and your mood down. Like, your body needs the nutrition to help get better faster.
Change your life. You have the power.
Yes. All right, guys, that's it.
All right.
Thank you for joining us. We will see you in the next episode.
Ooh.
Like I always say, man, train hard, fight easy, eat clean, be nice. Train hard, fight easy, eat clean, be nice, and get it done.
You can't out-train a bad diet, too.
Oh, that's right.
Boom. Done.
All right. Peace.
You've been listening to the Funk MMA Strength and Conditioning Podcast, hosted by Funk Roberts, certified MMA conditioning coach, master of metabolic training, and fitness expert, bringing you insights on conditioning for all levels of fighters worldwide. Be sure to join us for another podcast.